If you're a leader who other people look up to, then you have to be in shape. It's imperative. And I know it's not easy to hear if you've been settling for standards of being overweight and relying just on your authority, maybe hiding your belly from the people who you know would judge you for it. But other than that, just leaning into your authority to get people to do what you want. And so if you're a father, if you are a business owner, if you're a manager, if you're a leader of any kind, in any or multiple areas of your life, you have to get in shape, and you owe it to the people who see you as their leader to get in shape. And this is for many reasons. The ones of them who are already fit and in shape are going to respect you more, and the ones who are not are probably in a lack of shape because of the example that you set for them. And I know maybe you're somebody who can preach what you don't practice, and you're able to get other people to perform their best even though you yourself are not being your best. But how much better and more effective could you be at doing all these things to get those people to get the results? And the reason I'm talking about this is that there's a past version of me that was that fat fitness coach who was telling all the clients to get in shape and getting them good results. But I myself was not living by my principles, okay? I just want to be very blunt and specific about who this video is for. But this video isn't just for fat fitness coaches like the version of me who I used to be. The version is for any fat leader who needs to stop being a fat leader and become a fit leader. And I know it's not easy to hear, and I know that there might even be some negative comments and some people who disagree, and maybe inside of your heart right now there's a part of you that disagrees, but in your heart of hearts you know that what I'm saying is true, because you will always be a better leader when you do a better job of leading yourself. And that's really all that getting in shape is leading yourself to make better decisions and making a conscious choice to make those better decisions every single day. I know it's not easy all the time, but believe it or not, when you build that disciplined version of you and you commit to being all in with your fitness, it actually does become a lot easier, because you're no longer second guessing and feeling that cognitive dissonance between the best version of you who you know that you should become, that you wish you could become, but you have not been able to become thus far. You don't, and the version of you who you are, you don't feel like cognitive dissonance between the best version of you and the current version of you. No, instead you are living as that best version every single day by the difficult and uncomfortable decisions that you make every single day. And it's not always going to be easy. The first day is going to be hard, and you need to be ready for the expectation of that. And there are days where it's still going to be hard even after that first day, even after you get momentum, because there are little curveballs that come. But just like how you would tell anybody who you're leading, whether it's one of your kids, whether your employees, one of your team members, anybody who looks up to you, even if you're an older brother, this applies to you. And even if you're an older sister or a mom, you're still leading people who look up to you. In fact, there are many moms and older sisters who are better leaders than most men, because so many men have become so soft these days that women have had to step up. Okay, and that's why a lot of men are struggling to get married. And so that's another thing for you, my brother. Like, you might be a dad, but you also might be a single guy who's in a leadership position. Everybody thinks you're successful because you make a lot of money or whatever, but you know that the real reason why you're not married is not the fact that you're successful and you just have really high standards. Well, you might have high standards, but you yourself are not at the standard that the type of girl that you would want to be with would want to be with you. Because it's not all about the physique, but it's about the person behind the physique. And your physique is an external representation of the internal standards you have within yourself. So it's not that a woman needs you to have a six-pack. It's that a woman needs you to have the mindset that is capable of getting a six-pack in order for her to respect you. And likewise, as a married man, your wife probably doesn't care if you have a six-pack or a belly that much. I mean, of course she would rather, if she had to choose, but she's not going to like lose attraction for you just because you have a belly. But what is going to make her lose attraction for you and kill the spark and make your kids not respect you is if you're that lazy person who can't control himself, who's too much of an indulgent glutton to have discipline. So again, this video is not necessarily for a single guy or a married guy or a dad. It's for anybody who's in any type of leadership position, which includes fatherhood, which includes motherhood, which includes being an older sibling, which includes anything in your life. And I want to give you an example. One of my clients, I have two clients, they're brothers, and the older brother, they're both in leadership positions actually. The older brother is an entrepreneur, and the younger brother is a doctor who manages other brothers. Okay. And so the older brother was already in pretty good shape, like at least cardio wise, but body fat wise, he was not in good shape. And he lost 20 to 25 pounds on our program. And mashallah, then he referred his brother, and his brother has lost, I believe, close to 40 pounds now. And his final goal is 50 because he had a bit more to lose. Now, both of them are athletic. They play basketball and stuff, but really it's the food, it's the culture around food. And both of them are, alpha males in the sense that they're leaders, they're high testosterone, all that stuff. But they recognized that there was a need to level up across all areas of life. And so the first one, the entrepreneur, older brother who joined my program, he straight up came in and he talked to one of my team members and he was like, I need somebody who is really gonna command me, or not like command me, but somebody who I respect, who's gonna hold me to the highest standard. So you have to have that level of command. You have to have that level of leadership. And so if I had been that fat, soft version of me, I wouldn't have really had the ability to lead somebody like that. You see, when you become a better leader, the quality of people that you're capable of leading becomes better, and the results that you're able to get for those people is better, whether it's in the context of being a coach, whether it's in the context of being a father who's trying to better your kids and give them better feedback that they're actually going to listen to instead of just ignoring you because you're their fat dad. Okay. And the employees are going to respect you more. You know, one of my clients, Shahid, in his testimonial where he lost 48 pounds in 6 months, he's like, you know, if you're a fat guy, he said it in a very kind way, but he said something like, if you're a fat guy, your subordinates are like looking down at your belly or something like that, and you feel self-conscious about it, you know, you gotta fix it or something like that. And so Shahid, you know, having 200 employees, he's in a management position, mashallah, Allahumma barak, he's seen the direct effect that being a better leader, and he's a father of 4, Allahumma barak, being a better leader has benefited his kids. He's been able to give them amazing fitness advice, lead them, right? Especially his older kids who are really into fitness, but even his, you know, younger kid, mashallah, Allahumma barak, he's able to be a better father, role model leader, everything, better husband. He's been able to teach his wife the strategies, everything, and help her with her results and her journey and just everything. And of course, people at the gym are coming up to him, asking him. So he's leveled up as a leader in ways that he wasn't already a leader. He was already a leader in a very important way, which is successful, you know, in his career, but he became even more successful across all areas and inspired everybody around him, which he loved because he's that type of person who cares about making a positive impact on people. Likewise, I got a client who's 55, 5 kids, Allahumma barak, already in pretty good shape, but he signed up with us to take it to the next level after he saw one of our client before afters that kind of looked like him. And he was like, all right, I need to be this guy, because he, mashallah, wants to benefit everybody in his life, everybody in his professional life, his kids. He wants to be a leader. He wants to inspire, because he's a doctor, his patients to be healthier and fitter as well. He's like it's funny because I have a lot of doctors who make excuses like, under the desk treadmill, I can't do that, I'm a doctor. But he's like, under the desk treadmill, that sounds great, I can inspire my patients to do this too. So that's how leaders and real winners think. That's why he's already in great shape before even joining our program, and he's going to get in even better shape, Allahumma barak, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. So my point is, back to the story about the 2 brothers. So the older brother took the leadership, and the younger brother, he's like, hey, my younger brother needs this level of accountability too, because he just entered a leadership position. He's under a lot of stress. It's getting difficult for him. And so likewise, I taught him, and now his patients who he hasn't seen in 3 months are coming and seeing him and like, wow, subhanAllah, you've transformed. He's inspiring people. So imagine being able to inspire others. Imagine being able to lead others. Imagine taking the great leader that you might already be, despite your obesity or your fatness or your belly and your little bit of chub that you still have on the midsection, the spare tire, whatever amount of fat that you still have to lose. If you're already a decent leader with these physical limitations, imagine how much we're going to unchain and uncap your potential when you truly level up as the best version of you, not just physically. Yeah, you're going to walk into rooms and look amazing in your tailored suits or whatever outfit you're wearing. People are going to see the physique and the standards that you hold yourself to, because a great physique is the ultimate status symbol. And most importantly, it shows gratitude to Allah that he gave you your health because you're taking care of the body. But if you are already a decent leader despite being fat and having that little bit of chub or a big belly or however much fat you have, imagine how much better of a leader you're going to be when you're in shape and you have the mindset, the discipline, the all-in standards that you build and that is required to get in that type of elite shape. And that's why I always tell you guys that the ROI that you get from getting in shape isn't just the body, it isn't just the physique, it isn't even just the health, it isn't even just the energy levels. I mean, those things are all tangible ROIs from getting in shape, returns on your investment. But the best ROI is the mindset that you build and the person you become along the way, that internal sense of congruence and power and alignment with the best and highest version of you instead of the excuse-making version of you. And that's what I want to inspire you to do today. So if you're a leader and you're not in shape and you know that you want to get in better shape, you wouldn't be watching this video if that wasn't the case. And everybody wants to be in good shape. I don't care how many people lie to themselves and say, I'm okay with being fat. You're not okay with being fat. You hate being fat. You hate opening, the mirror after the shower and you take off your shirt. I mean, your shirt's already off because you just got out of the shower, and you see those rolls and you see the fat and you feel ashamed of how far you've fallen. I know how it feels because I used to feel the same way, and I also used to feel the same way when I was putting on those shirts to try to hide my belly, but my belly was so protruding that no matter what shirt I wore, even if it was baggy, you could still see that little bit of chub on the lower bit of the belly. And I hated that. And as a leader, I extra hated that. And I hated being fat in front of my family. I hated being fat in front of my clients. Yeah, I could hide behind the Zoom screen, but I knew. And I knew that it was affecting my business too, because I wasn't being the best leader and content creator and everything else I could be. So getting in shape, my testimonial, me as Munir, modern Muslim man, Munir Lazuni, is that it's really helped me. But it's not just my testimonial, it's the hundreds of brothers who I've helped, who it's helped them as fathers in their careers and everything else. And that's what I want for you. So stop settling for the low standards. I know it's not always easy. I know you're busy. I know as a leader, you have a lot of stress and pressure on you. But that's exactly the reason why you need to get in shape, and that's why you need a strategy that's actually going to work for you. And you might need to build with baby steps, and that's fine. But if you're not going for your morning walks, you're not meal prepping, you're not tracking your macros, you're eating junk, you're not working out consistently, and you're lying to yourself that everything is okay, then it's time to change and take those little steps to compound into big momentum and results. Don't be mad at yourself and beat yourself down for this. Rather, accept where you're at, be grateful that you've had that realization, be grateful that you know better now, and use that gratitude as a foundation to take action every single day and get to where you want to be. Discipline is easier than laziness. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.